everybody, welcome to Fingerstyle Guitar 4F. Tonight we're going to wrap up part 2, and I apologize, it's been a while since I've sat down and really focused on trying to teach the last part of part 2, but travel's been a little busy lately, and work comes first. So, but I did want to get one uploaded and try to wrap up the first 2 parts, because I really would like for this to be a tune that if you did not know how to play it, that you at least can get through the first 2 parts fairly handily with a lot of practice. The one thing I will say here is part 3 is quite challenging. I don't know when I'm going to do part 3 on this, and it will be 4G, right? The first part of that. And you'll notice that I got the capo on the 2nd fret here, because this tune originally by Chet Atkins was done in B minor, and that's B minor, right? So if you took that and you kind of did this, you got a B minor right there. So that was all in B, that was B minor. So that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to take the capo off just in case some of you don't own a capo, and we'll do this tune down here on the neck. I like playing it better with the capo on, because these guitars bend better the further up the neck you go. The closer to the nut you get, the more challenging it can be for that little finger. But here, you can really nudge that thing up. Whereas when you take this capo off, you can do it down there, but you better have had a lot of practice to get that nudged up. And for those of you that are actually working on this and want to do it, you may find that just a little bit challenging until you build the muscle up to whatever muscle that is that allows you to do that sort of thing, kind of nudge that string up and down. It'll be a little bit tough. But the good news is it'll give you such a workout that you can only get better from the workout, right? My message is don't give up, don't quit, don't stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I don't care how bad you think you sound. And along the way, take your phone and go to see that app right there, that recorder app on your phone? Just pull it up. That's where I put all the songs that I want to develop a little later on. Okay, so here's one that I was doing. Is that how you sound sometimes? Anyway, I will take these thoughts of runs and music and just push that little audio app, recorder app. If I'm, not sitting right here and I don't want to pull all this stuff up and run it through, I will just pull my phone up and just set it on my knee in front of my guitar and pick it out so that I don't lose track of a song I might be wanting to develop. So I recently did an interview with the Rua Room, and that's posted now, by the way, if you haven't seen that. If you wanted to know a little bit more about me, I don't know why you would, but if you did, Dahi over in Belgium, which is Gaelic for David, he actually did about a 30-minute interview and talked back and forth, and he said, normally I do this for singer-songwriters, but today, and he said, right? And so it removed any possibility of singer-songwriter. He's a smart guy. But tunes, developing tunes and so forth, I do like doing that, and I do quite a bit of it. None of it will ever go anywhere, but it will for me, because I enjoy that. Because really, when I sit and finger stuff up, I'm just doing it for the practice and sometimes I think I might have struck on something that I think is kind of nice and worthy of being played twice, So that's why I do that sort of thing. And you can hear in there, did I go here? What do I do next? How does that arrangement go? That sounds simple enough, but the first time you do it, maybe not so much, and then the next time it comes back and it goes something like that. But anyway, there's some technical things in there that give you a little bit of exercise, right? So your phone is a good friend if you've got a cell phone, and I doubt there's anybody out there that doesn't have one these days. So let's walk through this second part and wrap it up, okay? Let's do it from, we'll do it from the very beginning, and then I'll walk through where we kind of did that slide up on that G7 right there. And you remember that. And then we did C, is that a C7? Yeah, C7. And the next place we're going to go from that C7 is going to be down here on the F, and it's the picking pattern down here that you kind of need to get. And then from there we will go to a D minor, okay? And from there we will go to an E7, and you can either do an open E7 or put your little finger down on that 3rd fret, 2nd string, or you can make the full E with your little finger down on that number 2 string, number 3 fret, right? Any way you want to do it's fine. And sometimes I'll do it that way. Sometimes I'll come up here and pick it up here on this, like we did in the first part of the song. You saw me come up here a lot. I don't know why, but I seem to be able to grab this much quicker and easier than getting my fingers arranged like this. But that's the reason why. Now, let's walk through this all the way up to where we kind of come out of that G into that C7, and then we will go down to the F, and I'll show you that picking arrangement. All right, folks, let's take it all the way from the beginning. I'll go ahead and do the intro and the whole 9 yards. Bring it up. I will stop when we get ready to go to the F, okay? We covered that in the last video, these bar chords here. If you don't know the first part of this, your first time here, go back to Fingerstyle Guitar number 4. That's the very beginning of this, and we'll walk you through everything we just did, all the way to 4E. Of course, now we're on 4F. So what we're going to do after we do this, then we're going to come down here, and I like to do my Fs this way. Just fret it down here. Make your bar chord F, but I like to wrap my thumb over right there. For those of you that can't wrap your thumb, you can do it here. You're gonna have to come down, pick this up, and nudge on that number 1 string. It's easier to do if you bar it like this. Okay, so coming out of the C7, from the G7 to the C7. Make your F, roll your thumb over that very first fret on the number 6 string, make your F here, just like you would, okay? Bottom 2 strings held down on the first fret, 3rd fret, first two strings. Second fret, number 3 string is your middle finger, and then your ring finger is on the number 3 fret, number 4 string, which is your number 4 bass note. Okay? And what you're going to do is do this. You're going to strike number 6, pinch 4 and 1, pick up on number 2, strike number 6, pick up on number 1, strike number 4. Just like that. Your little finger's not down, it's up. Just like that. Okay? Now the last bass note you hit was number 4. Lay your pinky finger down on the number 3 fret, number 1 string, maintaining your F. And nudge that number 1 string up. Once you do, as you're going up, strike that number 6 bass note. Strike number 4. Lift that little finger up. Hit your number 1 string with your little finger lifted, and then your number 6 bass note. Strike number 2 and wind up on your number 4 bass note. Just like that. Okay? You're going to get more sustain than I'm just now getting, because I've been fretting that F chord now for a little bit. My hands are like, ugh. Okay? But that's how it sounds coming out of that. And then you're going to make the D minor. And you're going to pick up on string number 4, string number 3, and then swipe the bottom 2, the top 2 strings, number 1 and number 2. Then pick up on number 2, and then lift your ring finger. It's okay. So number 4, number 3, pick up on 1 and 2 in the D minor position. Pick up on number 2, lift your forefinger on your number 1 string. Swipe the bottom 2 again. Then lay it down quickly and then do a pull off. Strike the bottom 2 strings. Just like that. It should go more like this. And I will tell you that picking pattern is a struggle for me sometimes. To get my fingers to move as fast. I can get to the D minor just fine. The difficult part for me is that little picking pattern on just those bottom 4 strings. I get a mental block sometimes. I can't quite get there. But it's just like that. And then you're going to make this E7. And you're going to strum all 6 strings. I think I do the full E with the little finger planted here. And the reason I do it is because of what you have to do next. So let's take it all the way to that D minor. And then, because you're going to do that, make your E chord, put your little finger on that 2nd string, number 3 fret, and just strum all of them. Then hit your number 4 string bass note open. You do this. Okay? Tommy does this a little different, and once we learn how to do it this way, I will show you how I've seen him do it. And he's done it both ways, near as I can tell from the videos I've seen. But it's, once you do the open, number 4, number 5 string, number 3 fret, number 5 string, number 2 fret, and then do your A minor. Then I go to a G. You can do that back and forth a couple of times and kind of end part 2. And that's a little bit tricky down here. I'm going to give you that if you've never played the song before. It takes some practice. I'm still learning how to play part 3. Okay, I started on this song. Admittedly, I don't play it every day and I don't practice it every day. But I would say every so often I will come in here and spend an hour working on it. That number 3 part is, I don't want to scare you off, but it's a little brutal. But I'm not going to teach it the way I've seen it taught. I'm going to teach it very slow. Very slow. Matter of fact, we're going to capture one thing at a time. That's what we're going to do, okay? Because there's a lot going on in that number 3 part. There's a lot going on at the end of that number 2 part. It's just that most of us know, A minor, D minor, that we know an F, we know a G7, we know a C7, we know those chords. There's some other chords in this other one. I don't know the name of the chords, so I'm going to tell you everywhere my fingers are when we go to part 3. So let's do this again from the G7, okay? Something like that, okay? And you can put your own twist of an ending on part 2 right there. Sometimes, you first you'll go to E minor, back to E minor, and then A minor, and then you may go to G, and end it there. But the tricky part was the F, the D minor. Make that full E, move your hand out of the way, pick up that number 4 bass note, because you've already done this note. Because that's what you're doing. It's just a rundown to, so you can get back to that A minor, right? And so if you listen to it, it's, you can kind of hear that note right there. Now, sometimes what Tommy will do is he'll go, Yeah, I can't get there myself sometimes. Hang on. Let me see. Let me see. Ah. Let me do it again. I think if I speed it up, I might be able to do it a little better. You can see how it just kind of dovetails in there, right? Not the best guitar work, but truthfully, when you slow this song down, it really cramps your hand. It's not so bad when you're playing it at normal speed, but when you slow it down and then you repeatedly do it over and over again, especially when you got these hands, they kind of cramp up on you a little bit. So hopefully you have a little mercy on that. Lindsey Buckingham, right? Not Lindsay, Lindsey. And that's the song, okay? Part 1, part 2. Part 3, going to be a little while. I may put it on out there a little bit, but we'll get there. Thanks for your patience with all this. I may go longer than 7 or 8 days without uploading anything. I'm sure you'll get over that. But travel is pretty booked up through April, so I got to do these when I can find the time. And fortunately, I have a little time this week. So, it's good to see everybody. Appreciate everybody on the channel. You already know that. Hope you do. If you don't, I do appreciate you very much. We have a good time. I love the interaction. Wonderful relationships on YouTube. I wouldn't take for them for all the gold on the planet. I wouldn't take for them. Take care of your friends. Take care of your family. God bless. We'll see you next time.